like these soldiers just, well, they support the war, they're on the ground, they're re-signing up, they don't think it's a bad deal. Would you expound on the situation where you get a nice bonus if you re-enlist and stay in the active Army, or if you leave the Army, you're on individual ready reserve, always on call, to be called back up in the reserves, where you get less pay, less benefits, your family gets virtually no benefits. You get wounded in Iraq as a reserve, and you go home, you get like 2 years worth of medical care instead of lifelong VA care. It's a fool's bargain there, but if you're in Iraq and your term is up, your contract is up, you're much better off re-enlisting than you are if you go home and say, I'm not doing it, because they may call you back as a reserve, which is a really raw deal.
There's quite a few reasons why people are re-enlisting, and one of them, especially when you re-enlist in country, is because there's the IRR, and even when you're out of the military, a lot of those people, they're on stop loss, so their contract's up. So they're sitting over there without a contract, and they could have a contract that would say, my service is done in 1 year, and I'm going to get $10,000 for saying that, and I'm going to be able to know exactly, instead of stop losses, they don't say, oh, your stop loss to this time, your stop loss to that time. So I think that's one reason. The other reason is, you come back from Iraq, and our culture doesn't even deal with Iraq. We don't have it, our news on the television. What gets more coverage, man? The people in Hollywood, or our nation is doing to another country? And it's really hard to realize that it's almost a betrayal of our country and the people that you serve with, despite the fact you hate the war, and you might not believe in it, and you just got duped by it, and you lost your, I don't know how many divorces came out of my unit. I don't know how many kids aren't, regarding college, that's a joke. So it becomes like one of the few things that you can hold on to anymore. And that's why, again, I'm going to keep hopping on this, but that's why IVAW is so important, because if there's a community of veterans, then there's a space that they can go to. If they know they have a place they can go to once they get out of the military, they can use that.
In my own views, my personal views, you start a draft, and you'll see this war stop tomorrow. Not many people, like I said before, 70% of America no longer supports this war. That means at least 70% would not send their children. That means that other 30%, they'd be thinking real hard, do I want to send my kids? That's the truth.
And the truth is, there is a draft. There's a backdoor draft.
That's right.
You got stop loss, you have the IRR. They're not letting people get out. I don't know the actual percentage, but I believe it's over 70% of the people that have served in Iraq and Afghanistan are still not actually veterans. They're going back and back and back. In Vietnam, it was a year. We're a year and, I was there a year and 3 months. And now there's guys that are over there 18 months. And then they come home and then they go back. There's a backdoor draft.
First off, I want to let everybody know that the 82nd Airborne was designed to deploy within 24 hours to anywhere in the world, and to be there within 24 hours and redeploy within 24 hours from that. Our military is spread so thin that we can no longer do that. These guys have been on rotation after rotation after rotation after rotation. They are breaking our military. They are breaking our soldiers' morale, and they are breaking America. We can no longer respond to the Katrinas. We can no longer respond to the tornadoes in Kansas. We can no longer respond to the floods in Texas. What would they continue to do is break us.